The new EXB RTR Armor Kraton looks like a really awesome car, and there are actually more new parts on it than I initially realized. I've spent some time going over the exploded view diagram now, and I've got a list of what I think is every single part that is new, and all the parts that aren't new on this car. In this video, we're going to go over every single one of them, so you know exactly what to expect from this $700 car. Starting with the obvious things, we have the electronics. The motor is not new, but the ESC is new, sort of. This is the same ESC that's coming in the Big Rock 6S, and it's basically the same ESC with some new programming. We are also going to be getting a different radio, although it's not new. This is the DX3 radio system, which I think is very nice to see at this price point, and I think the Big Rock should have come with it as well. Obviously, we've got a brand new center brace that's going to include the actual two pieces of the brace itself with their ends, and then a new center differential top mount to accommodate that two-piece bracing system. We're also going to be getting a brand new aluminum front mount for that center differential. Center drive shafts are not new, but the differentials that they connect to sort of are new. The outdrives on the differentials appear to be updated, although they look very similar to the old style, and I don't think they're any larger, just an updated design. The differential internals, as well as the cases and the gears, are going to be the exact same as the old EXB differentials. Front and rear are going to be the open style, and then the center is going to be that limited slip style. Those differentials, of course, are going to be housed in the party piece of this new version, which are those beautiful CNC machined aluminum bulkheads. Those bulkheads are going to be attached to new shock towers, but I don't think they're actually new. They just have 4mm holes in them, and those 4mm holes are designed to accommodate the new shock standoffs, which are also 4mm in diameter. That's a nice change because the original shock standoffs weren't the strongest in the world. Those shock standoffs are going to be holding the same shocks that we're used to seeing. However, there are a couple of changes. These are going to have new emulsion style caps. These emulsion style caps means that there will not be a bladder inside. There'll just be a seal around the top, and then there'll be a little bleeder on there so you can bleed air out of them. Whether or not that's a better option for bashing is up for debate. I've tried both ways, and they both have their advantages and disadvantages. They do look a bit more stout than the old ones did, though. Inside those shocks, everything's the same, except we're getting those TLR machined tapered pistons, which make for smoother shock action than the old style. Now, moving out behind the rear shock tower, we have a beautiful new single-piece wing mount, which mounts with more screw holes and should be much more durable. This is attached to the same wing that we're used to seeing, though. Moving down from there, the arms are the same. However, the rear hubs are new. They appear to be slightly updated from the previous version, and they're the same ones that are on the Big Rock 6S. The front hubs are the same part number as the previous version, though. We also have a new part number for the sway bar end links and sway bar mounting hardware. I've broken plenty of those, so that's nice to see. Moving back towards the middle, we have a new front and rear chassis brace. These look fairly similar to the old ones, except for the rear chassis brace is held in with 2 screws instead of 1, and they both have these neat composite inserts that are going to act like lock nuts so that you don't need to use thread lock on those threads. Moving further forward, we have a new 25-tooth servo, which should be stronger and faster than the previous servo. Who knows, maybe we won't even have to upgrade this one. That's going to be connected to a 25-tooth servo horn, of course, and then that is connected to another really exciting thing, which is a brand new servo saver. Took a closer look at this servo saver, and it seems a lot like the 8S one, just turned vertical instead of horizontal. It's got dual springs, it's kind of got that internal ramping system, and it looks like it's going to be really nice. Hopefully it's going to be adjustable and strong enough to handle larger and more powerful servos, but we'll just have to see what happens when we get it in our hands. That servo is not connected to a new servo mount. It's the same servo mount we've seen before. Moving towards the front, the arms are the same. Like I said, the front hubs are the same. We have those new sway bar links I discussed. We've also got a new part number for the front basher bumper. It looks exactly the same to me, but it is a new part number, so we'll have to see what's different about that. We are also using 5mm turnbuckles up front, but interestingly, these aren't new. They're just the same upper links they were using on the rear previously, used as steering links. Rounding out all the different new things I found, we've got some gaskets for the front and rear differentials. That should help keep dirt out of everything. I think they've had these for a little while, and I think they're also on the Big Rock, but they're going to be new for this vehicle. So that's it, guys. That's every single new part I was able to find on this car. I think that is a lot of updates, and it's a lot more than I initially thought were on there. To me, this really represents a full new version of the vehicle, and I'm kind of surprised they didn't give it a new version number. I do expect all of these changes to come out in an RTR vehicle as a V6 though. That being said, what do you think about all these updates? Do you think they make this car worth the $700 asking price? Let me know what you think down in the comments, and when you're done, check out this video.